It usually doesn't start with something big. It starts with something small. A delayed reply, a small mistake, someone cutting you off in traffic, and suddenly your mood is ruined. This is the story of Daniel. Daniel wasn't an angry person. At least that's what he believed. He had a job, a routine, normal life. But lately, something felt off. The smallest things began to irritate him. A slow internet connection, a misplaced file at work, a harmless comment from a coworker. Each time his chest felt tight, his jaw clenched, his patience just disappeared. And later, when the moment passed, he felt embarrassed by his own reaction. Why was he getting so worked up over nothing? One evening, Daniel came home exhausted, not physically, but emotionally drained. He just sat on the couch in complete silence. And for the first time, he asked himself a question that truly mattered. Why do such small things have so much control over my emotions? He felt like a puppet, and these tiny annoyances were pulling the strings. Over the next few days, Daniel started paying closer attention. He began noticing a pattern. The anger wasn't random at all. It wasn't really about the small things. It was about everything he never talked about. The constant pressure at work to perform, the quiet fear of falling behind his peers, the endless silent comparison with others on social media, the heavy feeling of never doing enough, of never being enough. All of these emotions had no outlet. They were bottled up inside him with nowhere to go, so they started to leak out, seeping through the smallest cracks in his composure. The anger was just the symptom, not the disease. Small things weren't the cause. They were just the trigger. Then one day, something unexpected happened. Daniel was at his desk, and he spilled coffee all over his keyboard. A tiny, clumsy accident, but his reaction shocked even him. He slammed the mug down on the table. He took a sharp, angry breath, and then he just froze. Staring at the mess, he felt a wave of shame wash over him. In that very moment, he realized something profound. The coffee wasn't the problem. Expelled liquid wasn't why he was about to explode. It was the crushing weight he had been carrying silently for months. The weight of his own unspoken anxieties and pressures. That night, Daniel went for a walk. No music, no phone, just him and his thoughts under the quiet city lights. He walked for what felt like hours, just letting his mind wander. And as he walked, he came to a realization. His anger was not his enemy. It was a signal. It was his mind's own alarm system, desperately trying to tell him, hey, something inside you needs attention. You can't keep ignoring this. So Daniel started making small changes. It's very small at first. When he felt that familiar surge of irritation, he learned to pause before reacting. Just a breath, just a second. He stopped judging himself so harshly for feeling angry. Instead of fighting the discomfort, he learned to just sit with it, to acknowledge it without letting it take over. And slowly but surely, the small things stopped feeling so heavy. It wasn't because his life magically became easier, it didn't. The challenges were still there. But he became more aware of what was happening inside him. He was learning to separate the trigger from the real problem. Here's the lesson that most of us miss in our busy lives. When small things make you angry, it's rarely about the small things themselves. It's almost always about what you're carrying underneath the surface. Unspoken stress, unexpressed emotions, unacknowledged pressure. If you're watching this and you find yourself snapping over tiny, insignificant moments, take a pause. Listen to that feeling. Ask yourself what your anger is really trying to tell you. What is the real weight you're carrying? Because anger doesn't appear out of nowhere, doesn't exist without a reason. And when you finally understand that reason, you regain control over your own emotional world. Sometimes the biggest growth in our lives doesn't come from changing our circumstances, but from stopping to react and starting to understand ourselves. If this story felt real to you, please like this video. It truly helps this message reach others who might be feeling the same way and do know why. And if you want more deep stories like this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what small things tend to trigger your anger the most? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching.